Hello and welcome to the Porcelain Dawn channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, book 1 in the Farseer trilogy and also book 1 in the Realm of the Elderlings series. Now I have a confession. Before I begin the review, I was put off from reading this book for the longest time now. I'm one of these dogs that goes online, and when I need something to read, I'll do a little search, top fantasy books, top finished fantasy series, because I'm very impatient and I don't like to wait. So I would go and do these searches all the time, and I've done so many, and they've always come up with the same books regularly, and yet I still continue to do them. But this book series always came up, always. And it always had these images of the book covers and things, and I was always put off because Assassin's Apprentice with the book art, it just made it seem quite, I don't want to say kitsch, but it just seemed like sort of the fantasy that I'm not into, more of a sort of over-the-top, cheesy, stereotypical thing. And yeah, that put me off. I'm judgmental, I guess, but it always put me off, you know. Even the name, the Realm of the Elderlings, it made me think, stupidly I guess, nonsensically, it made me think of like children's stories. And not that there's anything wrong with children's stories, you know, like The Hobbit is a children's story, more or less, that I love, completely love. But yeah, it always put me off for some reason. But then I finally picked up the book, and it was great. It was great. It tells the story of Fitz, the royal bastard, who has to find his place. You know, he has to find his place in court, he has to find his place in the world. You know, it's somewhat of a coming of age story in the fact that he's learning to become a man, and in some ways a boy in himself, if that makes any sense. How he's struggling with internal loyalties and external politics in the castle. The castle. It's set in a place called the Six Duchies, and it's medieval fantasy, kind of low magic, I would say. There's some larger magical elements, but on the whole, it's somewhat... yeah, there's not that much magic present, although it is there, but it's not all pervasive, should I say. The character work is what really sets this book apart. You know, you meet Fitz, as I said, who's very well written. You feel his struggles, and he takes a lot of punches, and you feel the punches, and you feel almost viscerally his struggles, and how he tries to overcome, and how he tries to deal with these things, and the things that his enemies, or the people who are trying to trip him up, or the people who are trying to help him. You know, he struggles so much also with people who show him affection because he's so unused to it. But yet the character work in this book is really excellent. It can be a bit tough, you know, sometimes, because it's, like I said, he does take a beating, sort of figuratively, most of the time, and it could be a bit tough as a read. Not in a negative way, it's just you feel for the guy, you know, which I think is the sign of good writing. The pacing is very, very well done. The prose is very nice. Hobb writes excellently well, without ever getting too bogged down in details or anything like that. It flows very nicely. There's a lot of explanation, and there's a lot of depth without any exposition dumps or anything like that. It's very favorable to the reader, in the sense that it just flows along and it carries you with it very nicely. And in terms of overall feeling for the book, I was surprised, wrongly so. I don't know why I had any preconceived notion about it, but I've explained that and my own foolishness around it. But I really enjoyed it. It's not I don't want to go out too far and say it's not the best fantasy I've ever read, but it's a great book and it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there, and if people have it as their favorite series, I completely see why. It's not exactly towards the specificities that I enjoy the most, but I greatly enjoyed it. I would recommend it to any fantasy fans. And the fact that it's a finished series and there's a lot of books, for me is a huge plus. Because as I said, I hate waiting and I love reading. So if I know what I'm going to be reading for the next 15 books, that is a huge bonus. So thank you, Robin Hobb, for being so productive and so talented, I guess. I look forward to reading the second one, and I'll get back to you with the review of that. But in the meantime, please like and subscribe if you like this video. Make a comment down below, letting me know what you thought of the series, what you thought of the first book, sorry. And if you have any other recommendations of things that I should read, please let me know. Okay, bye-bye.